Welcome to today's live coaching call and community conversation. My name is Diane Parham. I am a fasting mindset coach for women transitioning through the seasons of menopause. And today we are going to be talking about the truth about intermittent fasting for today's aging woman. Welcome to today's conversation. Whether you're joining us live or on the rebroadcast, I always welcome you here. If you happen to be jumping on via YouTube, please take a second to hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the little bell notification so you will know when we go live or I post this as a rebroadcast. And then if you're following us on Facebook, I always appreciate you guys over there as well. Please make sure that you have hit that follow little check box and that you are also set up for notifications there as well. So I have changed the way I approach coaching women on fasting probably over the last couple of years. And I really do focus on the mindset approach. And the truth about intermittent fasting for us, especially as aging women, is that we should consider intermittent fasting a lifestyle change where we change our thought process and mindset around how we're caring for ourselves and how we really do implement the decision to enter food into our life and why it is we're doing that. And I think intermittent fasting is getting lost in the diet world. And so many of us are approaching intermittent fasting as this quick fix approach to fixing what we're unhappy with about our body. And we're not considering the long-term effects and creating a lifestyle approach for ourselves by changing the way we're thinking. So if you're here today hoping that I'm going to tell you you can have apple cider vinegar in your fasted state or that heavy cream in your coffee is not going to break your fast, that is not what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to talk about changing our mindset so that we can be successful with intermittent fasting. And we're going to do this from the approach of how it is we are thinking and feeling about our body. So I also want to remind everyone that our next intermittent fasting for today's aging woman course is going to be starting this weekend. Registration closes tomorrow. You can go to the link there that's scrolling underneath or across the bottom of our screen to get on the email list. I'll be sending out about 2 more emails to get you guys into class, or you can just register once you get the information and you have opted in to our email list. Okay. So let's get started. This lesson comes right out of week 3, the social and emotional aspect of intermittent fasting for today's aging woman. And I'm going to teach this the same exact way I have conversations with women on a daily basis on consult calls and one-on-one life coaching that I do with women who are feeling stuck and like they don't know what to do with their intermittent fasting so that they can find success and keep success. And when women are struggling with something like intermittent fasting, or they're struggling with sticking with something to the point where they're going to see and feel the results and then stick with that, it's because we're still approaching something as powerful and magical as intermittent fasting from the diet mindset, or what it is we're so unhappy about with our body. So we want to shift that and take the control back and think about how it is we can create a happy life. And within that happy life, we have a body that we're also confident and happy with as well. So I call this the winner's mindset. And I do believe that if you want to be successful with intermittent fasting, you have to create a desire with discipline and dedication all the way through to the success until you have created a lifestyle for yourself. And the lifestyle is really where we make the change, right? So many people live, women especially, their intermittent fasting journey here in this little like spot on what I call the downhill, right? And oftentimes what happens is we listen to so many people who are giving us advice that we don't know what to do, and we can't stick to something long enough to get to this point over here where we have this lifestyle, right? So here's where I say the quitter's mindset really does affect so many women, and why it is we're jumping on and off the bandwagon, or falling off and on the wagon, like a lot of women say, or throwing in the towel, or feeling discouraged and they don't know what to do, is because we start here with something like intermittent fasting because someone told us this is something we should do. And we take their advice and we get all excited, and then we find someone else who says something else, right? Something we want to hear. Like, Intermittent fasting, you can have creamer in your coffee. And we get excited. And then we realize, wait, I'm not losing weight. I'm not feeling any better. Oh, you can have 30 calories in your fasting window. Yeah, we're excited. And then we get to the point where we realize we're not losing weight. We're not feeling any better. And then we fall back down here. And then we look for someone else and they tell us something that we want to hear. And we come up here and then we don't see and feel the results. And then we fall back down here. So I call that the quitter's mindset. And not in any sort of derogatory way, but it's the quitter's mindset in the aspect of we're searching for someone to give us that little piece of secret sauce that's going to make it feel better or make it seem easier for us, so we'll stick to something. And then we try the secret sauce or that little piece of advice that we want to hear, and then we don't get the results that we expect, and so we search for another piece of secret sauce. And we live most of our life here. This is also what I would call the dieter's mindset, right? We want the quick fix. We want it to be easy. We don't want to give up anything. I often hear women say, I'll do anything to lose weight. I'll do anything to feel better. Just don't tell me I can't drink my wine and I can't have my creamer and my coffee, right? And those are usually the two things holding most women back. So we do a lot of this and we spend a lot of time here. But what if we decided we were going to go on the journey until we actually got to the place where we were establishing habits consistently over time, not looking for quick fixes, getting rid of all the excuses, and then we get to the place where we actually have a mindset shift, right? And this is where mindset is key with intermittent fasting, because there's no perfect meal plan. There's no macro makeup that's going to make, everything magically fall into place. There's no specific way to eat, being a vegan, being a carnivore, being, plant-based, eating clean. All of those things are just myths about how it is we care for ourselves. And when we make this mindset shift from the quitter's mindset to the winner's mindset, that's when we establish the desire to stick with something that we know is going to work for us, the discipline to stay consistent over time, and the dedication that we need to establish for our future self. This is what I call the winner's mindset, right? And once we make this shift, and we stop looking for other people to tell us how to take care of ourselves, and we take the time to figure that out for ourselves, we've created a lifestyle that will stand the test of time. And it won't matter what next fancy little way of people eating is that's working for them that we're going to jump into, or the next diet phase, or the next quick fix powder that we can drink, or the next, macro counting thing. Like, it's not going to matter to us because we're like, yeah, we got it. We've created this lifestyle and it's working for us, and it's allowing us to have the opportunity to look and feel our best and live our most authentic life. And the authentic life part is where so many women are finding the biggest wins, right? Because we have spent so much of our time living someone else's life, and we're not living our most authentic life. And the authentic part of it is where you're going to develop this aspect of the winner's mindset, right? I have this desire to age successfully. I want to be able to stay in my own body actively, physically, emotionally, mentally. I'm going to create the disciplines that I know are going to work for me consistently over time. And that might mean that I have to give up my beloved coffee creamer in my coffee because I want to look and feel my best more than I want coffee creamer in my coffee, right? And I'm going to be dedicated to myself and my overall health and well-being, so that this is what I've created for myself, and I can show up every day for myself looking and feeling my best. I'm not talking about nutrition. I'm not talking about fasted states here today. I'm not talking about a macro count, or that you have to be vegan, or that you have to be a carnivore, or that you have to follow a ketogenic diet. None of that matters if you don't develop this, and you're not creating that desire, that discipline, and that dedication to take care of you on your own terms. When you make this mindset shift, that's when you've hit the home run. And intermittent fasting can be something that is so much fun and so enjoyable and not depriving. You don't have to restrict anything. You don't have to feel like you're starving yourself. You're going to find this sense of power and confidence in a state of hungry that's going to allow you to make informed decisions so that you can have a life that's going to be full of energy and health and vibrance and all the things that you feel like are sliding away from you as you're going through this season we call menopause, right? For so many of us, myself included, it all started going downhill, right? In menopause, I was up here and I found myself down here. And I did a lot of this too, right? I listened to all the 30-year-old bodybuilding dudes telling me that I could do, eat 30 calories in my fasted state. And I was so frustrated when it wasn't working out. Well, it wasn't working out because I'm not a 30-year-old bodybuilder dude, right? At the time I was a 50-year-old post-menopause or premenopausal woman struggling with my hormones. And I did a lot of this, and I did probably more damage to my body than I ever did any good. But when I decided to start thinking, right, does that make sense for what it is I say that I want? Does that make me look and feel my best when I entertain those things in my fasting window and my feasting window? And when I really started listening to my body and making decisions based on what I said I really wanted for myself, that's when I also made the mindset shift. And that's why we talk about mindset here more than anything, right? When you make the mindset shift, everything else is a smooth downhill journey, right? Downhill meaning a good thing, because this is the part that really can be exhausting and you really need that dedication and discipline. And then when you get here and you start going, whoa, this is pretty easy. It's pretty consistent. I don't even have to think about it anymore. I'm not struggling anymore. And you rinse and repeat all of those things and you've created that lifestyle. It doesn't matter what you eat in your feasting window if what you're eating in your feasting window works for you and allows you to live happily and authentically and look and feel your best. You get to decide that as an adult woman. You do not need anyone to tell you what you're allowed to eat. You should be able to make that informed decision for yourself. The fasting window is the same thing. What makes you look and feel your best? It might be 16 hours for you. It might be 18 hours for you. It might be 23 hours for you. If you're looking and feeling your best and you're getting all the results that you are hoping for, no one should shame you into changing that. You know your body the best. You know what works for you. And if that's what's working for you, then that's what's working for you. And no one should have the opportunity. And it is a shame thing. I don't know why, shame you out of making those informed decisions for yourself. So I want you to think about this when you're thinking about your fasting window, when you're thinking about your feasting window, when you're thinking about this lifestyle that you want to create as a woman who is aging. How successfully do you want to spend the next 50 plus years of your life? And if you create the desire and you visualize what you want that to be, you create some discipline to back that up, and you're dedicated to see it through, I promise you, the next 50 plus years of your life will be probably better than the first 50 plus years of your life, because you are going to be in control of what it is you say you want. For my students who have been in the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, this is in your third week. If you need a refresher, go back and check it out. Refresh your mind and your mindset about your desires, your discipline, and your dedication. If you need some help with some mindset shift work and you're tired of people preaching to you about what's good and what's bad in the nutrition world, or what you should and shouldn't be doing, I highly recommend jumping into our class. I give you back the power to make decisions for yourself based on what it is that you say that you want. I teach you, I don't preach to you, and I let you figure everything out for yourself. It's a very freeing way to live. It's a very empowering way to live. I've been living this way for 6 years, and I absolutely love it. And I want that for every woman who feels like they're struggling on their journey through this aging process. Okay, so let me see if I have any comments. If you remember this lesson from class as a graduate, shout it out in the comment section. If this is clicking for you and feels like a relief and like a little bit of a burden has been taken off your shoulders, also let us know in the comment section. Nutrition is changing all the time. I just posted on my Instagram that, now some new research is out and a new study has been released that wine is in fact not a heart healthy indulgence that we should partake in. we knew that, right? But it was just this permission that we all took as like, oh, we can drink all kinds of wine because someone said it was healthy for our heart. And I'm filing all that away and all those other research things that we were told about, the fact that fat makes us fat and that we should carbo load before we exercise and that fasting is dangerous for women and all those things that we were sold as a marketing ploy that duped us into becoming very sick and unhappy with ourselves as we're going through this aging process. So it's time to start thinking for ourselves and asking ourselves the questions like, how is that serving me? And is that going to take me to the place that I say that I really want to go in the way that I want to go there? And once we start taking the power back and learning how to think for ourselves, and understanding some of these emotional connections we have to things, then we're free to live our most authentic life. And that's really my mission here with everything that I share on our channel. Okay, Deborah, good morning, girlfriend. It's so good to have you with us. Tina, November 2021 graduate, still working on my mindset. Lots of life this week, and I'm struggling with my IF schedule and feasting choices. Need to make more time to review my lessons and refocus. Yeah, and this is why so many people, especially women, struggle with sticking to something that's like self-care oriented, right? Because life happens to us and we have these defaults emotionally and mentally when life feels out of control. And often those defaults are soothing. In our new course, Tina, you went through this, the 2021 course. Go back to the lesson where I talk about, desire for food, soothing needs and wants, and review that lesson as well, because you're going to catch yourself once that is back on the forefront of our mind. And we often go unconscious in food decision opportunities because we just want the feeling to change, right? And we don't want to have to deal with the present situation. And that just leads to problems down the road. We've all been there. So if we keep it on the forefront of our mind, keep refreshing yourself with those lessons in class, Tina, then you're going to go, okay, yeah, I know that self-soothing isn't going to be the solution to the problem I have currently at hand. I need to make sure that I head it straight on and I deal with it with the tools that you have to deal with problems. And I promise you, Tina, it will get better for sure. And we could talk about some of that tonight when we do our midlife mindset shift call as well. Sandy, the real secret sauce is consistency. Just don't quit. We have to see it through. Yeah. And it's not perfection, right? So many people think that intermittent fasting is going to be the perfect thing for them because it's, it's where people are showing that they're finding so much success. And it is imperfect in so many ways because our body is constantly changing and shifting, right? And we think that our body is this constant. We're supposed to weigh the same amount every day. We're supposed to feel the same exact way every day, especially for us women who are like postmenopausal. Like I still have a couple of days every month where I am very PMSy, right? And I just feel off. And so I've calendared that. And I just now know that if I have a couple of days where I'm feeling a little off, I give myself some grace. I fast long. I feast well. I still train smart, but I give myself the opportunity to have a bad day. And I think for some of us, we just don't give ourselves permission to ebb and flow. And your body is constantly shifting. It's constantly adjusting. It's constantly, responding to the demands of life and emotional stresses. And we need to learn to like go with the flow on that and not expect that perfection from our body for sure. Karen, January 2020 grad. Ooh, congratulations, my friend. Love it that I can catch this one live for once. Thanks for all your help and info. The class changed my life, truly. Karen, I'm so excited that you said that. It is life-changing. And that's what I keep trying to encourage women to just take the chance on themselves and jump into class, because 3 weeks of your life inside a course where you are given permission to think for yourself and make informed choices for you will change your life. You just have to make the decision that that's an opportunity for you and that's available to you. And I'm so glad, Karen, that you did just do that, in fact, and that you're going to jump in with us for our midlife mindset shift course. So I can't wait to spend more intimate time with you inside that course we have going on as well. So yes, it will totally change your life if you open up your mindset and you start thinking along these lines and not thinking about macros and whether you should eat lettuce or whether, carrots have too many carbs in them. It doesn't matter in the end. What matters in the end is how you take care of yourself. And that starts up here for sure. Kim, I'm joining the February 5th course. Yes, girlfriend. Well, make sure you get registered before tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's when we close registration. And then I add on a late fee, because I have been talking about this and I talk about this every day, every month for the same amount of time. And I need you to get off the fence and just jump in with us. So make sure you get your registration in by 4 p.m. tomorrow. If you want to join late, you can, but I really, really encourage you to get in before we establish that late fee, because I want you to be in with us and I want you to be there Friday afternoon when we welcome everybody in the community group and you get to be part of the introductions and meet your new girlfriends that you're going to be changing your life with over the next 3 weeks. I'm super excited for you. I have often heard about autophagy and IF. Can you speak on that? I'll speak on that later. I have tons of videos on that. So I'll speak at that at another time, and we talk about it in class a little bit too. So I'll do that in another video, and you can just search my YouTube channel. I have plenty of conversations about autophagy as well there. Karen, I want to talk with you about kicking up my workouts without going too far, so I don't want to do it. Okay, cool. We can do that on our consult call, Karen, for the midlife mindset shift course for sure. That's the training smart aspect of the trifecta to aging successfully. So we have this little saying here: fast long, feast well, train smart. And when you get all those 3 things dialed in, that is truly the trifecta to aging successfully. And Karen will knock that out on our call for sure. Dima, mindset, so empowering. It is so empowering. And I think it doesn't get the credit that it deserves, right? Our mindset rules everything that's going on in our life and how we approach our life. And if you're not doing the work on the mindset aspect of things, then when things happen in your life, like, I don't know, the last 2 years, right? We have pandemics, we have shutdowns, something happens at work, you get in a fight with someone that you care about, something doesn't go well with your kids, the dog, pees on your new couch, then the whole world crumbles around you because we haven't done the work on how we react and respond to life. And then that usually results in self-sabotage type behavior. And if we can get that under control, then we can care for ourselves while we're going through those situations, and we can manage them on such a more even keel way of doing things, and from the approach that's going to be so much more positive in the end. Tina, looking forward to our call tonight. Yeah, so am I for sure. Kim, thank you. Already registered and excited. Yeah, Kim, I can't wait to have you in class. It's going to be so much fun. We have a small class in February. Every single year, we have a small class in February. And I think that's because so many people are exhausted from January, because they go into January with all these expectations that because the calendar flipped over, magic is going to happen, and suddenly we're going to lose weight, and suddenly we're going to feel better, and this is the time I'm going to stick to something, and everyone's burnt out by February because they didn't really make the changes that they needed to make. So it is very, very common for our course to be small. It's not small, like small, but it's like not as big as January, and it's not as big as March when everybody's freaking out about, oh my God, spring's coming and summer's coming and I need to lose this weight and I need to take care of myself. So I love February's class because it's super intimate, and I'll get to spend a lot more time with you guys because the crowd's just going to be smaller. So I'm super excited, and I can't wait for us to get started. So if you're interested in changing your mindset about how it is you're caring for yourself and how it is you want to go through this season of aging, because the reality is it's going to happen. It is an honor to have the opportunity every day to wake up and age. The way we age is the important part. And what I like to teach in my Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course is that you have the power to choose how it is you want to age. And it all just starts with your mindset about how it is you're showing up for yourself in your life. So I am excited to hang out with you guys. Thanks for jumping on with me today. The truth about intermittent fasting is that it is a mindset shift opportunity. And if you don't understand that, there's no fasting protocol, no nutritional plan, no way of eating that's going to make intermittent fasting anything more than just a quick fix fad diet that you're going to jump into and then out of when you don't get the results that you thought you were going to get. So work on that mindset, and I promise you everything will change. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys back here on Monday at noon Central Standard Time, or you can catch me on my Instagram and Facebook page throughout the weekend as well. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend.